Good morning. It's Shouts in the House here with another week of, we're still going to talk about blogging. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, Whitman. It's good to see you guys. You know, I went in my blog this morning. What I was going to show you, I was going to go back onto some of my posts that have not been SEO'd yet. And Yoast did an update. So it's all new in there on how Yoast looks at your posts. It's very interesting. Let me know that you guys can see me okay. I don't want to happen what happened a few weeks ago when we went halfway through it and then you couldn't see me at all. So you guys can see me okay? Great, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Hi, Larry and Steve. It's good to see you this morning. Yes, Bert has changed, hasn't he? All right, let me share my screen. All right. So I hope that you can see this okay. This is a post I did back in September, and Yoast used to have the stuff up here where it said SEO and you keep checking it. Well, you no longer have to do that, and you don't have to update it to see. It's right down here. And Yoast is telling me on this post, I do not have any focus keyword, no description. I still haven't quite figured out what the stop words are or why it matters. And it's saying that I need a little bit more text. 300 words are recommended, but it's easy reading. So on this, I am going to make my focus keyword, and it is my understanding, according to Rob, one focus keyword per post. And you've already gone back and done all the things that you need to do with finding your keywords. And so my focus keyword is going to be Facebook community. Put that in right here. I said you didn't have to update it, but let's see. What updated it? Focus keyword does not appear in the first paragraph. So you see, the Yoast plugin is giving you a step-by-step of what you should do to make your analytics good for Google. Turn this heater up. Okay, so I didn't know anything about H1 tags at this time, and did you guys know that when you're in WordPress that you can edit your photos right here? I am going to talk to you about a featured image here in a minute, and I'm going to use this image as the featured image. So I'm going to move it out of here. Something else that I have found with WordPress, when you're doing your H1 tags, which by the way is right here, your heading tags, I have found that it's easier to do the whole article without any underlining or italicizing or making it your H1, H2, H3. To go back and do that after the post is all written, because for some reason in your structure of your blog, WordPress has a tendency to grab like a whole paragraph if you do it beforehand. So let's see what I'm going to do here. Delete this up where the picture was, and I'm going to our base communities. No. To keep the focus keyword, I've got to change that. Facebook community. Now that's going to become my H1. And since I already have the rest of it written, it should be okay. So that's heading 1. And then I'm going to change this up. Tahoma's always been my favorite. I don't know why. I make it 18. And I always change the color to this pretty blue. Now I have an H1 tag in there. Get business in front of more people. Can you build a successful community? So to add the keyword in again, I'm going to put Facebook here. Let's see. And I told about the different options for the groups. Also, do you guys see where I have this green? I use a plugin or an extension from Google called Grammarly, or it's an extension that you can get. It's called Grammarly, and it tells me things. Let's see. What is it telling me here? Like, it's telling me to add the secret in here. Be invited. And here. Grammarly says I have a missing word here. When the group gets too big. How about if I just add a comma? Will that make you happy? All in all, comma. Anyway, Grammarly is quite a useful tool to have. It also checks other places on YouTube. If you're doing a YouTube description, it'll do it there. It'll do it on Facebook in your posts. It keeps you honest. Okay, how about right here, I add okay, where did it go? Can't remember if this is going to give me. Okay. I'm going to make this my H2. Change it to Tahoma and 18 and make it blue. And I need to make this a question mark. Okay, now we're going to need a picture up here. And so I said that I would talk about Google Images, and if you could use Google Images legally without getting slapped upside the head. And I also have known people that have used these images and had to pay fines. I mean, it does happen. And I'm going to put Facebook logo in here. And you see all these Facebook logos come up. Well, you can't just use these without checking. And this is what you do. You go to Search Tools, and another thing drops down, and you've got right here, Usage Rights. And you want to check the ones usually with modification. You would, because I would take a lot of them into Canva and change them up. And I'll show you Canva here in a minute. So these are labeled for reuse with modification. And that is the way you keep yourself out of trouble. So this looks about right. So let's save this image. So again, you go to the image, that you want, push search tools, and then this box will drop down. It says usage rights. So that's how you keep yourself out of trouble with Google Images. And let's go back to the post, and I'm going to add media. And it should be right here. Facebook logo 2. And I'm going to drop it into the left side. Let's see. I need to have my cursor there. That's another mistake I make a lot, not having my cursor where it's going to be. And then it'll drop it in where I don't want it. So let's go back to media. And my alt text is going to be my focus keyword, which was Facebook community. There we go. So now we've got a picture on the left side, which is recommended. Update. Okay, I'm not worried about the title. Yes, it does. Focus keyword does not appear in the URL for this page. Now it's going to tell me there's not enough words in there to use up all the real estate. All right. I'm sure you don't want to watch me build this whole blog out. But you see now where your H1 and H2, and I usually add an H3. But something else I wanted to show you was the featured image. And I'm going to set this feature image. And this doesn't show at the top of your blog, but when the social media places grab it, that is what will be shown. And I had that in here. Yeah. How to build a successful Facebook community. I'm taking the caption out and only going to have the alt text. Read the description here. So that shows as my feature image. And when I share this anywhere, this is what's going to show up. if you're in any syndication groups, or you're sharing it out on social media, this is what's going to show up, is this featured image. Okay. Now I wanted to show you a little bit about Canva. Canva is very powerful. And something I found out the other day, this was the main guy behind Canva is Guy Kowalski, who back when he was starting, I met several times at different events that I went to. When I was still in real estate, I was always fascinated with blogging. And I went to an event twice, a big blogging event, and I happened to live in Vegas at the time, so it was very easy for me to go there. But Guy and I became quite good friends, and I was very interested to know that he had done this. In fact, I worked on a project with him when he was building out some pages for certain areas, so that was kind of fun. Anyway, Canva has turned out to be quite the resource, and they keep adding things all the time. I have been using these for my Facebook posts. And when I go to set a feature image, I use the blog title one. So you can build it from there. Sometimes I use my own picture. They have a lot of free ones in here that are already there. But if there was one here that wasn't free, they're only $1. This is an interesting looking dude. But you can see when they're not free, they've got the Canva logo on them. So, but you can put a background in any color you want. And they've got some more things here. But say you wanted to use this background, and that kept that in there. Guess I didn't get rid of that. But it's easy to get rid of things too. But you can also, so you can see I have a bunch of pictures in here. And they keep them in here. They'll store them in here. But then you can also add images. So if I was going to make a different one, it would pull it in. If I say that I didn't already have that other one made, see, it would pull it in, and then you would just take it and put it over in here, and then do your text and stuff. That color doesn't look too good together. You can make them smaller. If I wanted to add a picture of myself in here, I could. And then you go over to text, and you add a heading, and you write something in here. You can move it all over the place. You can change colors. Say I wanted to make a red. It also has the color wheel. You can change sizes. You can change all sorts of things in here. Canva is just wonderful, in my opinion. Like I say, they keep adding stuff in here all the time. You can also use custom dimensions. But no matter where you get your pictures, know that you can upload them into Canva and add them into. And I noticed this morning when I was looking at this, they now have YouTube channel art. And I've been using the Facebook post for my thumbnails over on YouTube, but now they've got a thumbnail. So I'm going to have to give that a try on the next one I do. Let's see, feature image. The whole post in the back. So this is what I decided to do with sites. I'm going to keep this blog, askchrisshouse.com. I have another domain name called Lead Marketing Magic. I'm going to point that at sites, so that's what that's going to become. And my sites one is going to be all about business, and askchrisshouse.com is going to stay, and it's going to be all about social media. And I'm not saying that they won't interchange sometimes, because they might. Let me come back to you. And I'm back. Is that table? Oh yes, the table that I put in there, it was an image that I jinged. If you don't know what jing is, it's it allows you to cut things, and then you save it onto your computer. And yes, I uploaded it also. Is what only for pictures, Elizabeth? Canva? Is that what you were talking about? I found out a whole bunch of other stuff about Canva. You can do PDFs in there. You're allowed 27 pages. I need to do a tutorial on that one of these days. That I'm going to go to GoDaddy and have the domain pointed at my sites. GoDaddy will change my headings for me. They say it's easy to do, so I'll go in and check it out. But it's been parked in GoDaddy for way over a year, so I might as well use the domain. I kind of like that. Is there any more questions this morning? All right. If you guys think of anything that you need to ask me, you can PM me or put it in the group, and I'll answer you. If not, I guess that's all for Shouts in the House this week. I'm really glad you guys all came out, and I hope that I taught you something. If you have anything, any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me, okay? Until next week, guys, it was good to see you. Thanks for coming.